Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dietitians Dialogue. My name's Jamie Portnoy, your host. Today, we have a very special guest and someone I know very well, Teresa Magsino. She is a pharmacist, and she is here to tell us all about being a pharmacist, as well as things that we need to know and sometimes things that we don't know. So let Teresa tell us everything there is to know about being a pharmacist. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Thanks very much for coming on the show today.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, Teresa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a pharmacist. I've been working for 4 years at a local retail pharmacy. I'm also a full-time mom now.
Yes.
And then we're expecting a little baby in October.
Well, congratulations. And how old is your littlest one?
He's 13 months.
Very exciting.
Started walking, just running around everywhere, keeping me very busy.
Oh, I'm sure he's keeping you busy. Well, congratulations, and I'm sure you have a lot more to come.
Yeah.
So where did you go to school, and how did you become interested in pharmacy?
So I did my bachelor's at U of I. I thought I wanted to be a dentist, so the whole time throughout school I was just focused on being a dentist. That unfortunately didn't work out. So after graduation, I took 2 years to go work for a pharmaceutical company in the East. So then after that, I thought I wanted to go back to school, and pharmacy fell into my lap.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So as a pharmacist working in a retail pharmacy, what is a typical day like?
So a typical day is very hectic. We're always multitasking. We're helping patients, taking doctor calls. So basically, when someone comes into the pharmacy, they drop off their prescription. We do the data entry, and then I review it and make sure there's no interactions with any of their other medications, no duplications of therapy, and then just to make sure it's appropriate. And then we fill it and dispense it, and then I also ask them if they have any questions about their medications.
So actually, questions about their medications. What are typical questions that you would get?
Can I take this medication with that medication? Is there any interaction if I take something over the counter, or is there any interaction if I take this with food, without food? We just get a whole lot of just different questions.
I'm sure. And I'm sure you get several different questions. And actually, I want to expand on that a little bit. So what exactly is your responsibility as a pharmacist? And then what is the physician's responsibility? And then kind of what is my responsibility as the dietitian?
Sure. So my responsibility would make sure that the medication that they're getting is appropriate, and if there's any interaction. I would also make sure that they are taking it appropriately.
Sure.
And then just to make sure that they don't have, or that I'm answering all their questions
when they come into to the pharmacy. So on an actual pharmacy label, are you putting do not take, or take with milk, or take with food, or take with 2 hours before? Is that something that the pharmacy does, or?
Yeah, that's something that we would tell the patient that we're responsible for, because usually doctors are very busy, so they don't always have time to tell their patients everything about their medications. So we'll tell them when to take the medication, if they should take it in the morning or afternoon, if they should take it on an empty stomach or a full stomach, what foods that they should avoid while taking the medication, along with vitamins too. Because some people don't think about the vitamin and the medication as an interaction.
Sure, absolutely. So there's a couple actually that I want to kind of point out that I know for as being a dietitian and working as an inpatient, and one of them is going to be statins. So I'm sure you get this question all the time, and that's going to be avoiding citrus foods and orange juice.
Correct.
So I'm sure that that's something that you get as opposed to I get all the time as well.
Yeah. So with statins, you are supposed to try to avoid the grapefruit or citrus because it does include some enzyme that's going to interact with the metabolism of the drug.
Okay.
So if you are going to take them, I don't tell patients to avoid avoid foods altogether, because if I tell them, they're just going to want to take it anyway.
Sure.
So I tell them to separate. I usually follow the rule of either 2 hours before the medication or 4 hours after.
Okay.
Just to make sure that that it's not going to interact.
That's a great tip. And then how about Coumadin, also known as warfarin, is that correct? And then that I usually would tell them keeping vitamin K, so like green leafy vegetables, keeping that consistent.
Correct. So the biggest thing I have with patients taking Coumadin, they always think that they have to avoid the green leafy vegetables, which isn't the case. The thing to remember with Coumadin is if you are going to take the green leafy vegetables as part of your diet, that you just have to make it consistent. So consistency is always the key. Just don't like pile up one meal with all these green leafy vegetables and then the next day don't. Just try to keep every meal the same.
The same.
Yeah.
So, and that's the same thing, kind of like what I tell the patients would be that if you're having one meal with green leafy vegetables today, you can't not have that meal with green leafy vegetables tomorrow, and then the next day bring it back in. So
Correct.
Consistency is key.
And then if you are gonna have like one big meal with the green leafy vegetables, just make sure you always tell your dietitian or your doctor, just in case your INR is off a little bit.
Correct, and that is a very good point, because you always want to follow up with your dietitian or your physician as
just
well.
want to always let them know what's going on.
Absolutely. Now, Teresa, how about kind of jumping from different topics, but what are different jobs that a pharmacist can do?
So our main job is to fill the prescription correctly, but now we've been doing a lot of immunizations. Especially during flu season, we do a ton of flu shots. We are also doing pneumonia too, and we are starting to do more of the shingle shots for the elderly, as well as the traveling immunizations now for the summer, since people are traveling. So we're doing a lot more than just slapping a label on the bottle.
Absolutely. And how about, other than being in like a retail pharmacy, what are different areas that you can be in?
Other than retail, there's the research or like drug development. There's also a hospital pharmacy. You can work in the hospital dispensing, or you can be a clinical pharmacist, so that you would round with with the doctors and just give your recommendation on what they should be on or what they shouldn't be on.
So there is a wide range of different things that a pharmacist can do.
Yeah, whole range.
So there is a big range, and it is not just doing one thing. You do several different hats.
We do, yeah. We play. We help patients with their medications, and then we'll also call insurance for them too, to get
to verify their insurances?
To get medications covered if it's not covered with the doctor's first choice.
So how about if someone were to do mail order?
If someone has mail order, they would just send in their prescription. And the benefit of doing mail orders is that you usually get your a 3-month supply at a time, and usually it's covered with a 1-month copay. It depends on your plan, though. But we get patients with mail order questions all the time. If they can take their medication with this medication, we're always answering questions.
And so then you are answering their questions.
Yeah.
And then do they have specific pharmacists for mail order?
Yeah, there's the pharmacist at mail order would work just like the pharmacist at the retail level.
So, Teresa, what are your goals, and where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
My goals right now are to continue to be a great pharmacist for the community. In 5 to 10 years, I hope to have more kids, maybe 3 or 4. We'll see how these two go. And just to just be someone that or a person that anyone can come up to if they have a question at the pharmacy.
Well, those are great goals. I wish you a lot of luck with your family. Congratulations
Thanks.
on your new one to come. And thank you very much for all of this great information.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Remember, if you embrace nutrition, nutrition will embrace you. This is your show. I want to hear what you have to say. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our website, email us questions. Have a great day.